Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a little bit of conversation we're going to have. There have been many of you who have been looking forward to seeing the new affidavit as if it's some really new, innovative product that you just got to have, like it's the new iPhone 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the new affidavit has taken, I told everyone 4 months, but it's not 4 months. We started talking about putting together the new affidavit in December. Well, this is now September. So as you can see, almost 10 months to put that together. Why? Because this new affidavit is a combination of several things. And so what I wanted to take the opportunity to do is to show you how it's a combination of certain things. So let's do Reg. Resignation of registered agent. That's the first one. Okay. This affidavit carries with it a resignation of registered agent. Again, every state has a resignation of registered agent application. Then this affidavit has a durable power of attorney. Let's let it pull up. I don't even have the document up, but I should tell you, what is a durable power of attorney? Durable power of attorney enables an elderly parent, called the principal, in a power of attorney document to appoint an agent, such as a trusted relative or trustee or friend, to handle specific health, legal, financial responsibilities. Well, our durable power of attorney ain't dealing with an elderly person. It's dealing with the estate, the infant, the agency. And so our document, let's make sure you understand, we only mentioned two, durable power of attorney and resignation of registered agent. Let's see if we can do that. This is the UCC Financial One statement, and this is the new affidavit. Now, we're not going to show the new affidavit in this video because technically this is not available to the public. This video is being put out and it's being made available to the public, so everybody will have the opportunity of seeing the video. So what we're doing is we're just explaining to you, so when you get the power of attorney, you will understand. Most of the areas that need you to add or correct are highlighted in yellow, okay? We have taken care of the spell corrections and the names, because in the previous affidavit, we specifically and in particularly left information in that affidavit. Because an affidavit, well, we'll do an affidavit in a minute, but pay attention. Affidavit, durable power of attorney, in fact, revocation of all previous power of attorney, declaration of use of non-commercial goods. Okay, with certificates and other equitable titles attached here too. Notice of intent. That's what this document is. It's more than one document in one. So let's let you know that we have three. Durable power of attorney, let's get rid of this. This is the UCC Financial One statement that is attached to the document. Now, a lot of you who have already done the affidavit previously, please understand that SATCOM is providing this affidavit as a courtesy. Okay, the affidavit is not necessary. However, many of you already have affidavits. The only problem is your authenticated birth certificate affidavit does not cover what this affidavit covers. So first, let's do the first one. Sorry, one, go back, do that, and then that. Can't do that either. Wait, hold on. Supposed to be that, and then, didn't do it again. Gotta go back right there. Space, and then that, and we're gonna do the double space. So in order to do the double space, we have to have it 3 times, get rid of that one, and now when we space, didn't do it. It's supposed to do it. How did I get detached? I haven't done anything. Let's attach it back up. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear Forever Mine in the background, one of my favorite songs, but again, that's for me. See, it's not doing like it's supposed to do. What's supposed to happen is once I brought it here, it's supposed to automatically skip the next line, but it ain't doing that. And so I will take care of that in a minute. But anyway, let's do that and that and that and that and that and that. Okay, get rid of you, 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 and we got to go two up. Okay, well, I could have done it differently, but I didn't. Okay, now we do you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. Uh-oh, too much. Go back. Okay, go. All right, that takes care of that. So let's take care of the first thing first. We're going to turn on our voice recognition. Affidavit, durable power of attorney, revocation of power of attorney, resignation of registered agent, registration of memorial of birth certificate, DBA notification, non-taxpayer status, non-domicile, non-alien resident status, appointment of attorney, power of attorney general in fact. I had to remain silent because it would have kept printing up and typing up and everything. So look, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here, copy, because it's not just a power of attorney. We already just looked up durable power of attorney. That's this right here. Okay, what does it mean to have a durable power of attorney? Let's see, durable power of attorney. Got to go back. It's a legal document that gives someone you choose the power to act in your place. In case you ever become mentally incapacitated, you'll need what is known as a durable powers of attorney for medical care and finances. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are not doing this because a person became incapacitated, but remember, the agency is incapacitated because it must only be represented by an attorney. So your document includes a durable power of attorney. So there you go. Now let's find out what an affidavit is, because many of you don't know what an affidavit is, and so it is confusing to you when you hear us say that we are providing the affidavit as a courtesy. But this is what an affidavit, legal definition. Legal definition of affidavit. Okay. The reason why we're looking up the legal definition for an affidavit is because it is necessary for you to understand this, because most people are not getting it. We can't tell you what to put in your affidavit. Here's the reason why. In our plain language, legal dictionary, we define affidavit as a written statement of facts sworn to and signed by a deponent before a notary or other authority having the power to witness an oath. You're under oath, but you're on paper. So the affidavit has to be in your words, okay? And yes, we're demanding that you get the affidavit notarized. If you've already done the original affidavit POA, that is fine. You're not missing anything. We're giving you the second affidavit so that you can get this notarized and combine all three, okay? As a matter of fact, this affidavit has specific language in it. Oh, excuse me, two more things. See, I just told you this is the beginning. We have denial of infancy, and not only does it have denial of infancy, it also the APN for the birth certificate. Most of you don't know that your birth certificate is proof of property. So it lists the actual parcel number for that property. Here's the other thing that we're going to be telling you. I just was telling this to people this morning. On your UCC, the dollar amount will be in you won't do it in dollars, you'll do it in gold. Okay, but as I was telling someone this morning, because I was having this conversation with someone, and I never thought to do it in gold. I've always thought to do it in dollars. However, remember, dollar is going to lose its value. So what I did is I said, why are we putting it in dollars anyway? That's fiat currency. So I said, now on, you're going to list it as in gold, okay, as opposed to dollars. All right. Didn't tell people that before today, didn't even think about it before today, but in the middle of a conversation, this is what I was explaining to someone, because it actually makes 100% sense. So again, the new affidavit carries more than 11 different points. Now, what you don't know is the original affidavit was 50 pages. That's what we were starting with. Even though the POA that you have only had 16 pages, our original affidavit was 50 pages. That is why it took so long. We had to take all of that wording in those 50 pages and we had to condense it. Sorry, got to add one more thing because there is something else you didn't know that it includes. So let's go ahead and put it down here. Identification. It actually carries your picture on it, okay? And it carries a description, which is required by law, okay? So it also serves as identification. Sorry, it's not the kind that you can carry around in your wallet. We're going to be, SATCOM is going to be providing our IDs for people, special IDs that SATCOM will be providing from the Neva's Foundation. So it'll be an offshore identification, okay? And we'll be providing that to people, and we are working on we already have the software, we already have the equipment, we are just working on training the staff to go ahead and provide that for you. So we're just asking for some of you who may want to have access to something like that to please bear with us. We have been working tirelessly, and as you have been able to tell, even with the fact, sorry, she's a little loud, this is Anita Baker singing Body and Soul. If you can't hear her, I can hear her, and she's definitely got some lungs on her. But what we are doing for the rest of you is trying to provide as much as we can so that you're getting the majority of things for the amount that you're paying. Now, I want you to understand, go look at everybody else's affidavits. Anybody else's affidavits that you've seen, they don't cover all of this, okay? And by the way, the importance of being a non-taxpayer, let's do the non-taxpayer thing right now, okay? And by the way, many people have been going and registering their DBAs. We told some of you to go to, what is the name of that stupid place? To go to Florida. Florida, you just called Florida stupid. No, I didn't. I was trying to come up with the idea, but this is what I'm trying to let you know. Non-resident taxpayer, non-taxpayer status is what we're looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, we were telling you to go to Florida. Technically, you don't have to do a DBA. Why don't you have to do a DBA? Because the DBA is already done, okay? This particular non-taxpayer affidavit, this is a complete affidavit. However, there's a lot of things in this affidavit that, and if you really want to know what a non-taxpayer is, there is no definition for a non-taxpayer in law. There is no such thing as non-taxpayer in law. But Affidavit declaration of non-taxpayer status. Okay, ours does not include language like this, living soul of mature age. You'll see that we've gotten rid of all of that garbage, what I refer to as garbage language, and we don't explain everything because there's no reason for us to explain everything, and we don't put a ton of case law in there, and we don't put a ton of case law language in there, but we do add the case law just in case they need it for references purposes. Okay, let's find out what it says here is accountantforum.com. I need to give you guys a better understanding because most people don't know what a non-taxpayer is. When I tell you that I don't pay taxes, have not paid taxes, well, I pay the local and state tax when I buy things, but I don't pay taxes when I go and pay for gas. I pay taxes. But ladies and gentlemen, I do not pay taxes. I am a non-taxpayer. I've been a non-taxpayer since 1997, well, actually 1994, but 1997 when I finally decided to go ahead and let these people know. I don't know where the video is. It's on the internet. You guys have all seen it. I got too many videos, over 1,000, but the one video I did where I called the IRS and I asked them to look for my information and tell me what the status is. And they told me, after I gave them the information 7 different times, that they couldn't find me in their system. And they had a Social Security number. Did you know that you can become a legal non-taxpayer with the IRS own records? Okay. I am not required to file 1040s. Now, I can't tell you that you can do it the same way I did it, which is why I won't tell you how I did it because I can't. Okay, because I can't tell you what to do. Technically, I'll let you know what I did. I just announced to the IRS that I was a non-taxpayer. I corrected the presumption. The presumption was I was a taxpayer because I had a Social Security number. And so I had to correct that presumption and do a power of attorney for that Social Security number. Just that simple. Okay? But you know what? This thing right here does not talk about, I thought it was actually going to talk about being a non-taxpayer, but it doesn't do that. And you're going to find a lot of people are not going to want to give you the non-taxpayer status. Okay? And you don't need a DVD to explain this. Okay? I will send you a free DVD shipping on me. You get the DVD and other info just by sending me an email. This info is 100% documented and it needs to get out. This was 2006. Like I told you, I had already did the non-taxpayer thing way back in 1994. Okay? Not because somebody told me to do it, but myself and another person, as I told many of you, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and as a Jehovah's Witness, I must abide by Caesar's law. As long as his law does not conflict with my God's law, I must abide by Caesar's law. So I had to pay taxes until I realized that by law, I am not a taxpayer. And as the fact is, I'm not a taxpayer, I'm a non-taxpayer. I don't have to pay taxes because only taxpayers have to pay taxes. Am I making sense to you? Now, we just give you the declaration of non-taxpayer. Okay? And I just gave you the information that you will then, on your own, this is up to you, have to notify the IRS that you are not a taxpayer. But if you own an apartment building, if you own a business, then you are a taxpayer. Okay? Please understand, because you're operating in commerce. And as long as you operate in commerce using their vehicle, such as having the corporation and making money, then you have to pay taxes. You're a taxpayer. Because that's what a taxpayer is. It's a franchise. It's a corporation. We don't have enough time to go into all of this. This is just me letting you know that we've added the declaration of non-taxpayer status and the IRS code explaining that you're not a taxpayer to the document. Okay? The fact that you have a birth certificate does not make you a taxpayer. Now pay attention. Pay attention. IRS auditor reveals notice tool to show as a non-taxpayer status. Easy steps to notice an employer that you are not a taxpayer. Let's pull that up. And then what I want you to do is I just want you to go and do the research on your own, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Go and do the research on your own. I'm just giving you a heads up. So let's go on and continue with our document as far as the other things. It says a registration. We already did the registered agent. So let's do the registration of memorial of birth certificate. Now your birth certificate is actually a collateral. Okay, so I started to list it as a collateral, but I didn't. But that's what you're going to do, is you're going to list it as a collateral. Now, where is this? This is free inhabitant info. In order to reveal notice tool to show that you're a non-taxpayer. Easy steps to notify an employer that you are not a U.S. taxpayer participant. How to stop the IRS from inquiring into your private life. That language right there is not necessary. The U.S. government cannot approach you for business. They must wait for you to seek services or benefits. These are all statements that cannot be proved. It says for $5, I'll share this information with you. So you will also have perpetual access to the site that has stories. Anyway, why would I want to look at some story? I want proof. Okay? See, what does this do exactly? They're not explaining anything. And it just simple. There are IRS forms that need to be filled out. Can I give you the name of two? Well, of course, you got to do the 8848. Okay. And the other form is I believe it is the 8821. And I can't think of the other one. But there are just some forms where you have to notify the IRS that you are a non-taxpayer. Just that simple. Basically, what I did originally was I just sent them a letter telling them I was a non-taxpayer. And I would suggest you do the same thing. Put all the information, social security number and everything, and let them know I'm a non-taxpayer. Give them a declaration, an affidavit. Send them a copy of this affidavit. Okay, that's all I would do. Honestly, that's what I would do. And I would send a cover letter with the copy of this affidavit to the IRS, letting them know that you are letting them know by your declaration and affidavit attached here too that you are a non-taxpayer, and for them to correct their records. Do you see all that you're getting? Okay, now let's go. Got to continue. We got to add the next point that your document covers, because a lot of people have been wondering why did it take you guys so long to do this affidavit? Because we had to make sure we included everything instead of having 5 or 6 affidavits. You saw we had 2 separate affidavits doing the exact same thing. Okay, what we added to this affidavit was that language that I told. Okay, birth registration information. A birth certificate is an individual's claim and proof of citizenship. This is memorialherman.org. Okay, important to register the birth of your newborn with the Texas Department of Health. So, birth certificate registration. Now, why do you need to register a birth? The way you register a car. So now you have to show that, see, it's an individual's claim and proof of citizenship. Your birth certificate is a claim and proof of citizenship. Well, what is the citizenship? Well, it's not to the United States, because it shows you that it's the incorporated areas. The birth certificate actually uses the phrase incorporated areas. Sorry about the screen, but my touching it doesn't like to be touched. My computer screen doesn't like to be touched. Memorial birth certificate. Okay, this is not the same thing as doing a memorialization of your birth certificate. The standard birth certificate is an official certified copy of the registration data held in the registry. Okay, and commonly used to help establish a person's identity. Do you understand? That's why you can get it amended. What eventually we're going to do is we're going to file a class action lawsuit regarding the birth certificate registration, since so many of these officials are blocking people's access, preventing them from doing so as if they're doing something wrong when they're not doing anything wrong at all. Okay, let's see. And with our birth certificate process, you guys know that we're going to be providing you, eventually, we can't, it takes a little time. We have to assign a staff member. Oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, when you send us your credit information or your birth certificate information, please understand that not all of our staff has access to this information, nor do they have access to your files. We don't just entrust anyone with your information. We have security measures in place, so that means that we only have a few people that are capable of handling your information. So that's why it has taken a little bit of time. It is for your protection, for your safety. So I apologize to you that if there's been a delay in us responding to you regarding your information, but our staff work part-time. Okay, our staff works part-time, and we get to everybody's item within a 72-hour period. Sometimes it has extended a little bit longer than that. We've had a couple of major hurricanes over the past 3 weeks, which has definitely interfered, especially with our people who are in the Florida, Georgia area with the power outages, power going in and out until they can finally get that stuff established. Now, let's do, no, non-domicile, non-alien resident status. Let's do that one. This is Aaliyah in the background, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys can hear it because I can't hear exactly what you hear, but I do know that I like One in a Million, and that's the name of this song. Like I said, I apologize that the screen is doing what it's doing, but it's only because when I enlarge the screen, I can't use the mouse to move the screen. It just won't let me do it. And I just did a video about maybe 20 minutes before I did this one, no, 30 minutes before I did this one, and I didn't have access to the internet. So I had to go ahead and correct that problem. So now I have access to the internet. No, I did the wrong one. Let's do that again. Yeah, memorialization, and I was supposed to be copying non-resident status. Give me 1 second. I apologize. This is those technical difficulties. Let's see. Oh, so I did do that. I did it by mistake. I was supposed to be copying. And no, there won't be any singing by me with this video. I didn't ask you to go there. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I held down a button as I, okay, that makes sense. Now I know, I'm sorry. Now I know that I can do that. I held control and then I hit C and it opened up a new window. So now I know that I do have that ability. Because I know I can hit control and N and it'll open up a new window when I'm in Microsoft Word. Okay, let's go here. Come on. Now, remember we did non-resident alien status. An exempt individual is someone whose days in the United States are not counted towards a substantial presence test, not someone who is exempt from tax. If you are an exempt individual, you are a non-resident alien until you are no longer an exempt individual or until you receive a permanent resident status. The document that we produce actually highlights the fact that you are a non-resident and that you are, see, non-domicile, non-alien resident status, that you are a non-resident. And just because you have a house doesn't mean that you are a resident or in a federal territory, okay? And so that's what the document says, and it actually puts the IRS code there to let them know that. Again, solidifying and helping to back up your non-taxpayer status. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Watch this. I don't look. I promise you, we are doing this right now. This part right here, we're doing this together because I've never looked this up. But I tell you, I know for a fact because I have the APN from my birth certificate. Wait, hold on. Let's put. Let's put the whole word birth certificate there so it doesn't pull up something like British Columbia, because that's what it tried to do when I typed it in, before I typed it in. So let's make sure of that. See, non-resident gift tax and all of that stuff. Whoa, look at that. I didn't know that. Birth certificate is no longer mandatory for getting a passport. Interesting. But this is New Delhi. Okay. Now, discovery birth certificate reveals family secrets. When we found her birth certificate, we got more information after her death that, well, no. Assessor's parcel number, last name, first name, street. And then it says birth certificate. Now, why would it have a birth certificate in this section right here? You returned an error. Let's click back on there. Let's get it back connected. I'm going to open this up. Well, I'm going to download it because I'm actually interested in what it might say. And I'll open it up to show it to the rest of you. Okay, but remember, again, ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to understand this is for those of you who have already ordered the package for the birth certificate. This birth certificate is only being given to you all as a group. It's not being given to the public, okay? It is not that you are extremely special, because you are special. You are our clients, and we did this for you. We didn't do this for the public. So these months I spent stressing out about this document, making sure I added the right wording to it, making sure that it was just right for you so that it accomplished everything you are hoping it will accomplish. Senior refund form. Huh. I don't think that's it, but that's what it says. So I'm going to pull that up. Yeah, parcel tax refund form. And it's a school district. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm interested because I wasn't expecting this. Request for a refund for owner occupant age 65 or older on or before June 30th prior to the current tax year. Once paid in full, you will be eligible to obtain a refund for the $59 parcel tax. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can just see somebody taking this document and making it, okay, no refunds in current tax year. This is a tax refund document, but I see now what's going on because it asks driver's license, passport, birth date verification, ownership, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I could see somebody taking and creating a document from this document to do the exact same thing with someplace like the IRS. Okay, but this is the parcel number for the actual property where they live. What if, interesting, ladies and gentlemen, what if somebody took this document, pay attention to me, because I'm just coming up with this now, so this is how things happen. What if somebody actually put the parcel number for their birth certificate and put their first and last name and asked for a refund regarding that account with the Secretary of State's office? Okay, see, this is the school district. Sunnyvale School District, parcel tax refund form. Okay, what if somebody did that? Just what if? That's all I'm thinking. I'm not telling you all to do that. I'm not telling you that that's what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking out loud. For crying out loud. Okay. Let's see. Checklists, family and friends. No, I don't have any other parcel numbers. Monterey County Assessor's Office Recorder. How to apply for an NPI. Nobody asked about an NPI. Well, that's the best I can do for you on the parcel number. But your birth certificate does have a parcel number. If you'd like to know what the parcel number is, it is real simple. It's the parcel number for the hospital. That parcel number for the hospital, hospitals are registered a specific way. So that means that you and thousands of other people have the same parcel number. If you want me to prove that the parcel number is the parcel number for the hospital, take a look at your registration number for your birth certificate. You'll notice that once you get the parcel number, the numbers are almost identical, with the exception at the beginning there are other numbers at the parcel number and the one on the birth certificate, because there's a mixture of numbers. Why? I need to let you know again, there are several people who were born in the same hospital. So the parcel number is not a quote unquote claim on that parcel itself. It's a claim on your parcel, which is part of that group parcel. That's how it's divided. Remember, they set up agency, an estate for you when you're born. So there is your proof that it is associated with property. That's why they attach the parcel number to that property, because it is property and they have to assign a parcel number. So the parcel number is incorporated with the parcel number of the hospital that you were born in. Okay? Just thought I would explain that to this group because this information is for you. Okay? And other people who may not be watching the video, this is not for you. This is for the people who have signed on with SATCOM, and this video is being put up not only at SATCOM, but on the EON channel so that people will have access to the information. Now, again, attached to that information that you're receiving is the, it should have been up here. UCC financial statement. This document right here. Okay, let's take a look at something, ladies and gentlemen. You receive with the application, with the affidavit, instructions for how to fill out the UCC. We sent you the PDF of this UCC because all you have to do is click and type, okay? And then at the end, when you type, you just hit print. Or if you make a mistake or you want to do another one, you just simply hit reset, okay? We use their form because there's no reason to use ours. We can have our form saying whatever we want, but we ask that you use a PDF editor because this is where you're going to list everything: houses, cars, boats, trucks, planes. It doesn't matter. You're going to list it. Your DNA, okay? Even though the affidavit mentions DNA, mentions molecules, and synapses and all kind of other things, the affidavit actually does mention your ownership of that. And imagine this. I want you to go ahead and understand, we did all of this, including leaving a space for you to add one of your photos for the front of the document. Some county recorders are going to hate the fact that you have a photo on the affidavit, but tell them this is your affidavit and you have a right to file an affidavit. And before you go to, because we're going to file this for you with the county recorder in one of the 13 colonies where this affidavit is recognized. However, you're going to be required to file this on the county record in the state where you live. Okay? Let's see. Sorry, I just installed AVG. And so AVG is basically letting me know that it wants to help protect my computer. Ladies and gentlemen, all 13 of these issues, let's make this smaller so you can see all of them. All 13 of these issues, almost covering a full page here, just the titles covering a full page, okay? All 13 of these issues are only in 5 pages of the affidavit. Again, I'm only going to show you the front part because, again, other people will be watching this. This is the part for you to record it with the county recorder. You're going to take it and you're going to record it with your county recorder. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a cover sheet and we're going to have it recorded with another county recorder. Okay, that way you'll have 2 county recorders. But once you do that, you're going to be filing it with the county recorder. If the county recorder refuses to file it, ladies and gentlemen, you will be filing it and attaching it to your UCC. Now, how do you attach it to the UCC without them giving you a headache? Well, the first thing you do is you assign a number to your affidavit. So at the very top of your affidavit, you can either use the identification number. There's a space for you to put your identification number. You can either use that number or you can put a space and then you'll give your thing either your certified mail receipt number. You can use that. That is okay. It's a unique number all by itself. You don't have to do this registered mail. And if you do it registered mail, I hope you don't do it registered mail, but you don't have to do it registered mail, certified mail or priority mail number. Or do yourself another favor. If you need to find a number, go ahead and get a certified mail receipt slip. You don't have to send it certified, just use that number because that number is not used by anybody else but you. That number is only created once. So that will be your number. It's its own unique number. Nobody else has used that number. Okay? So get a certified mail receipt and use that number. You don't have to prove it went to the mail with that number. You just use that number to give it its own special identification number. So you give your affidavit its own special identification number. Did you all hear that? Get yourself a certified mail receipt and attach that number to your document, and that will be your specific number to your document. And I will do it right next to non-taxpayer. Now, affidavit, a durable power of attorney, general in fact, every state recognizes that phrase right there. Every state has a requirement for filing affidavits and durable power of attorneys. Okay? That's why we made it affidavit of durable power of attorney, because you have both the affidavit and the durable power of attorney all in one document. That's what we did. And the information about the birth certificate is contained within. Now, this is not your address. This is SATCOM's address. We don't want you to use SATCOM's address because it'll be sent to us. You don't want it to be sent to us because that will cause you problems because it'll cause you a delay. Okay? Whew. Sorry. This was a lot to be said, and I was trying not to take up all of your time, but the fact is many of you needed instructions and you needed us to apologize to you for the time. But the time for producing this was necessary because we had to make sure we got it right. Sorry, I had promised everyone when I did the original declaration of executorship, which was later turned to be incorrect because we should not have done executorship. We should have did grantorship, but we didn't know, or beneficiary ownership. Now, in this document, you're going to see that it is listed you as the beneficial owner of the equitable trust. That's exactly how you're going to list yourself. Now, again, let's scroll all the way down. Okay, these are the instructions for doing the UCC. Okay, so the document, the affidavit, you're going to have to delete that when you do your affidavit. Okay, but it comes with instructions on how to fill out this particular UCC form. Now, this is page 1. Okay, this is page 1. This is not the addendum. The addendum is also sent to you. Now, this UCC form also comes with its own instructions. So compare what we're suggesting you put there, what the instructions say, so you'll see why we're telling you you should put there. Okay, you follow me? I'm hoping so, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that this does answer most of your questions. The UCC, again, we tell you what to put in block 1, block 1C, block 2, block 2C. We tell you what we're suggesting we are putting there. We can't tell you what to put there. You have to make that choice yourself. It is absolutely necessary for us to say that because the law requires we say that. And again, we send you both the UCC 1, which is this form here, and we send you the UCC addendum, AD. That's what AD stands for, is addendum. And we give you suggestions. Now, many of you have heard other people say, well, no, you should do this and you should do that. If you choose to follow that, when you file your documents, that's up to you. Okay? Oh, by the way, some places will really get irritated if you select public utility. The debtor is a transmitting utility. They can't stop you from doing that. If you look at the rules for, let's go, this is 6A. Let's go down to 6A and see what the instructions for 6A says. And yours is always going to be, whenever you do a lien and you're listing a property, you're always going to do it as an agricultural lien. Okay? And yours is always a security interest filing. Okay? You will always do a security interest. And agricultural lien, that's what I would do. So when I say you, I'm talking to me. We're going to do this as if I'm talking to myself right now. If this financial statement relates to public finance transaction, of course it does. Or a debtor is a transmitting utility, check transaction or manufactured home transaction, check only, a debtor is a transmitting utility. Okay, it tells you, check only, a debtor is a transmitting utility. Excuse me. Well, then what part of it does the debtor apply to here, miss? That's not for me to tell you. The question was, according to the instruction, was if the debtor is any of these things, then check debtor is a transmitting utility. It's not up to you to determine that. That's for me to determine when I read the rules, when I read the instructions. You cannot tell me how to fill out the form. I can only fill out the form according to the instructions, and according to the instructions in my firsthand knowledge, the debtor is a transmitting utility. That's how you'll explain that to them. If they refuse to file it, you ask for a supervisor. If they refuse to file it, ask for another supervisor. And you keep asking for a supervisor until there's no more supervisors to ask for. And then eventually you will have to sue them. It really is just that simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I could keep this going on for another hour explaining to you about this form, but that's not what we need to do here. This is not telling you how to fill it out. This is giving you an apology for the amount of time that it's taken, but also letting those of you who have just come in, this is letting you know what's going in and what's gone behind this. Okay? And please let me explain something to you. The time for producing this, that time and that cost is not passed on to you. I need you to understand that that time and that cost is not passed on to you. I couldn't find anyone else to help me with this. And quite frankly, I couldn't find anyone who was as versed in law as I am to cover all of these points in all of these areas. And people who didn't have those misguided ideas of sovereignty and freedom and oppression and what's the other words that they use? De jure and living soul. And I needed to find people who didn't have that in their vocabulary, because all of those words are words people started using because they heard everybody else using. Okay. And they heard other people using it, and there they took off with it. Most of the information, some of the information is taken from research done, especially by Thomas Clark Nelson. And I will give the Family Guardian and the, what are they called? The ministry, the one that I just showed you. I can't think of their name, but they call themselves something ministry. Let's do this. We got to go back probably two more. Yeah, Sovereign Education Defense Ministry. With the help and aid of some of their documents, we were able to put this together. I wanted to use information from THC Trust. Sorry, I got to close that down. I wanted to use information from THC Trust, but I didn't have any of their documents to get any information from, so there was not an ability to use that information. This is when we converted it to Word. When you convert it to Word, it doesn't actually set up exactly right, but as you can see, it did set up okay. The only thing that we have is this right here to get rid of this, okay, and these things. And I might just send this along so that you guys will have this, but I can't promise you that they'll appreciate this. Technically, you don't actually have to use their forms to do a UCC filing, and that's what most of you don't know. We don't actually have to use their forms, okay, but I want you to take a look. See how these lines go all the way off to the side? Okay, that's the problem with putting it on Word, because the lines continue, because this item, when it fits on the page, that's the problem. Okay, so I don't know if I'll be sending this or not, because I needed to match up everything. And so I think we'll leave it with the printable form, because all you got to do is print. Oh, sorry, one last thing, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, got to get rid of this, and wasn't trying to get that to come up. Let's see if that did any damage. Yeah, I did a little bit of damage. That took that and did that, so did a little bit of damage. Let's see, everything else is where everything else should be. So that was the only thing that moved, and down below everything is okay. All right, we do is we save that so that if somebody does need the Word version, we'll give you the Word version. But as you can see, things like this being out of place, that's what it would take if I put this in Word form. So we will send this, or I will not promise, I will try to make sure this is corrected, and I will try to get this to you so that you can use it secondary, but you don't need that. We showed you in a video how to download this program. It's called PDF Exchange. And let me tell you, let's say I want to add this whole section, but it's not enough for me to add everything I need. So what I do is I do create text box. Okay, let's make my text box in there. Okay, then I go here and I hit the space bar once. That way it stays. And then I bring this down to, we're going to do 7. The reason why we're going to do 7, because this is what 7 allows me to do. Uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry, that's me touching the mouse a certain way. Okay, let's do this. And what we're going to do is that right there. Okay, now you see I can go all the way over here with information. The way it's done before, you don't get the opportunity of going all the way over here for information. And it goes 12 font, so you can't put a lot of information here. So you can add whatever you want to, and this is the part where it says debtors a transmitting utility. All you got to do is click there, and it's done. You see how this puts this here? Now there are 2 boxes. Sorry, let's show you so that you can see. That box is mine, but this box is the box they give you to fill in. You see how our box is bigger and wider, okay? So that's why we add our own box. We don't use theirs. And watch, this is their box. You see how large the letters are? And you see the spacing? And I'm actually doing each letter, okay? So when you start adding and the next line, you see how the next line is closer together and how these in 7 font, it fits right in the middle. The way we did it, you get to add a lot more information. However, if you don't have a PDF editor and you don't know how to download the PDF Exchange editor, simply, we did a video yesterday, go to thepiratebay.com. And this is Ravel. Let's go. Come on, Ravel. Uh-oh, it's not letting me select. Come on now. Okay, let's see. Okay, we do PDF Exchange with an X. X-C-H-A-N. Oh, it's already there. I forgot. I just looked up and noticed that I'd already typed it in. So we do applications because it's an application, and we do that. And I apologize for this junk on the side. I can't help that. Well, yes, I can. I can do it by making the screen larger. That's how I can get rid of that junk. But as soon as it pulls up, it'll take you just like this uninstaller that I did earlier showing people how to do that. You will, as soon as it pops up, you will click on the latest version. By clicking on it this way, 2 windows will pop up. You'll have another window that's blank and not necessarily, so you just close that one and come back to the Pirate Bay window. And then you click on Get This Program, and it will download the program. If you're using Google Chrome, it may not download the way you want it, but I would suggest you use Opera and or Torch and or what's that thing? Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this because it's taking too long and we don't have that type of time right now. This is just me letting you know how to fill out part of this form if you were going to be filling it out. Okay, and now what I need to do is get rid of that part, all that junk I put there. So that takes care of that. Okay, so now we're back to the document the way it was. Ladies and gentlemen, now I could have just hit reset and that would have done it, but it would not have cleared the box that I put in there. So that's why I had to hit the back button. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, a new affidavit and what you should know that's been included in the affidavit. Again, if you've already done the previous affidavit, it is okay. You just add that to this one. And no, it is not necessary for us now to take this document and file it on your behalf. You, if you have not filed it on your county record, will take this affidavit because this affidavit says everything the other affidavit said, but it condenses it only to 5 pages. That is the unique thing about this affidavit. It's only 5 pages, and you'll see it's very detailed. Okay, some of the information I left in there about the durable power of attorney, that's there for the county recorder. That's there for their benefit so that they won't give you too much of a hassle, too much of a headache. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to say thank you for taking the time, 53 minutes worth of time, to listen to this, and I'm hoping that it provides the information that you were looking for. Please have a good day, and thank you once again for your patience. Good night.